Hey Tucson, this is Trehon Coleman, and today we're showcasing and highlighting local African-American authors here in the city of Tucson. You're going to be able to see some short segments of the interviews, but if you want the full interview, go over to my website, www.trehoncoleman.com. There you will be able to see what's happening and stay connected with the community. Thank you so much for tuning in. It means so much to me.
Hi, my name is Jordan Hart, and in honor of Black History Month, join us as we learn about 8 incredible different authors who call the Old Pueblo their home. Our narrator, Trehon Coleman, is a 12-year resident who is a millennial on the move and whose mission is to inform the African American community in Southern Arizona on noteworthy events and individuals. And together we present Books, Black Authors, and Black History. Join us in celebration and honor of Black History Month.
It's a beautiful day in Southern Arizona. I'm with Marquez Price, and you're getting ready to hear and see someone who's doing some great things in our city. Fam, what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm well, and yourself? Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month to you as well.
Hey, you know, I get so excited when I'm able to meet authors and meet people right here in the city. So go ahead and tell us about your book so we can be inspired about what Black history is all about.
My debut book is entitled My Train is on Schedule, and it has a part 2 follow-up with, it's entitled From the Observer to the Observed. Okay. It's the genre of poetry, and it has an emphasis on narrative poetry.
Okay, watch this. Two-part, right? I like that. And this is a Tucson High graduate, so this is awesome. So let me ask you this question. When did you know you wanted to be an author?
I knew at about 16 years old at Tucson High. We had a basketball banquet, and I was there early. I was excited because I won the MVP, and I started thinking about my future on this day, and I said, if I don't make the NBA, I want to be an author.
Wow. And that's what I'm talking about. Had dreams, had goals and aspirations, but this is living history. So watch this. When you became an author, tell me one of the best feelings that you had when you finished the book, while you was writing the book. Just tell me that process so it can try to inspire someone.
The end game, the best result, accomplishment or excitement, was seeing how proud my parents were, my family, my friends, the love from the city. But just doing something and working through and following through with it and seeing the completion of it.
That's what it's about. So watch this. So now that you are an author, do you try to do community service? How do you try to give back? Is it something that you know that you need to share with the next generation? Just give me your spiel about where you are right now.
Where I'm at right now as far as just reaching people is just disseminating information about you can do anything you want to with positivity and insight. I'm available to everyone as far as community service. The pen is powerful, so through my words, I just want to reach people and instill a lot of great things.
Wow, did you hear that? The pen is powerful. Some of the most greatest things comes out of the pen, but it comes from the mind. So watch this. How can the community, how can we support you? Tell us about the book, show us the book. We need to jump in so we can support your work.
Yes, both books are available online, Amazon. And you can also get them directly through my website, mpricebooks.com, or you can check me out on my Instagram and Facebook pages.
Awesome. Man, powerful, prolific, profound. Thank you. We appreciate it. We got some more authors coming up. Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, we're on the second author and it's gonna be awesome. I have a Diva Nelson right here with us. What's going on, Diva?
Hey Trehon, how you doing?
I'm well. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History, brother.
And let's jump into it. So
Let's
watch this.
it.
You've always heard about local authors here in the city, or you might have wanted to know who are the authors in the city that you want to know more information about. Guess what? Diva have some great books that she's going to share with us, and guess what? She's not just going to share them. She's going to speak from her own experience. Diva, go ahead and do what you do best.
Thank you so much. So back in 2011, I was looking for children's books for my daughter, young Afro-Latina girl with a disability. it is really difficult to find children's books for little black girls, much less little black disabled girls. I couldn't find a single book that she could see herself in. And so maybe in a moment of mom rage, I went home and wrote a book. But then I couldn't find anyone to publish it. They were telling me that it was too niche. The world wasn't ready for a book like that. And I kept questioning, what is so niche about a little black girl with a disability? There are millions of little black girls with disabilities across the world. And so I kind of took this idea that, well, we're here now. We don't have time to wait for the world to be ready to see us. We're here. Right. So I did it myself. Okay. I self-published my first children's book, which is Meet Clarabelle Blue. And it is based on my daughter. It's full of fun and shenanigans and antics, and it's just about this little girl, Clarabelle Blue, who she's got disabilities, but really she's just the same as any other kid. Wow. And the theme throughout the book is, I'm Clarabelle Blue and I'm just like you. And she loves to, play tricks on her mom and do jump rope and win at Duck, Duck, Goose. She might cheat sometimes, but what little kid doesn't, right? It's just the idea of instilling inclusion in small children because that's when they learn, and they carry that with them into adulthood. Wow. So it's the idea of inclusion. It's the idea of, kids are kids are kids, and regardless of how they come into this world, they just want to be children.
Awesome. Hey, you know how to support Adiba. Let's support Adiba. Let's make Black History Month a special time. Thank you again, Adiba, for being here today.
Thank you.
Hey, family. We're going through. It's awesome, and we're keeping the momentum going. That momentum is this: bringing authors to the table who live, breathe, work here in Southern Arizona. I have an opportunity to bring someone to you. Her name is Lisa Watson. How you doing, Miss Lisa?
Hey, how are you, Trehon?
I'm well. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month to you.
Awesome. Hey, you are an author. You're an educator. You've been here a long time. So tell me, how long have you been in Tucson?
Well, believe it or not, Trehon, I was born and raised here. I am a native.
What?
Yes,
Okay.
I am. Yes, I am. Was born and raised here, right here in Tucson. Went to school here, Catalina High School is my alma mater, and U of A. Okay. But I did move away for a few years. But yeah, Tucson's my home.
Awesome, awesome. So now that you're a native, and I know that, let's jump into it. Please tell us about your wonderful books. I know you're an author and you love to write, but go ahead and talk to us about what you got.
So what I did is I wrote a book. It's a collection of short stories and my poems. Okay. And also a little bit about my life with my dad. Okay. And it's because I'm a daddy's girl. But this is called Off the Record, a collection of creativity. It's just a collection of, like I said, short stories that I've written when I was a newspaper reporter in California, and also some poetry. It's about women. Okay. It's just voices of different women. Okay. And then I have a memoir of my dad. It's called Daddy's Girl.
What are the benefits of reading African American literature?
Well, as a teacher of English, Trehon, I'm going to tell you this. I went to a conference, it was last year in November, and it was about diversity in our English language arts department, not in ours, but in the nation. And I met a lot of African American authors. Okay. And it's important because we need to tell our story. Yes. We need to tell our story. And I'm going to say this, that a lot of our stories that are geared towards our children and our young people are being banned and censored. And it's because African Americans, we had trauma. And a lot of the stories are traumatic. And a lot of people don't want to read that, but they need to. They need to. And I have introduced some of those books. I bought like $190 worth of books after that conference, and I brought them to my school. And these girls and young men were just drinking it up. They were eating it up, and they're like, I really like this book, Miss Watson. Why can't we have this book in our you can teach it. Wow. Can teach it.
That's amazing.
It's important.
Wow, I learned something here. Hey, right here, L.S. Watson is telling us how important it is to be able to tell our stories. How can we support you, Ms. Watson?
Well, let me tell you. March, we have the Tucson Festival of Books I'm going to be there in a booth.
Wow.
So if you stop by and see me, you'll see all of my books, as I have more than the 2.
Tucson, let's go out and support L.S. Watson during the Tucson Books Festival. Awesome, and I will be there too, moderating. So good. Miss Lisa, thank you so very much
Welcome.
for being here. You have made it a wonderful day, and let's make it happen. Hey family, welcome back to Books, Black History, and Black Authors. I'm Trehon, I'm still here with you, and guess what? We have another author who's ready to talk to us from Southern Arizona. I have the one and only Deneen Collins. Hi, Dee.
Jumbo.
Jumbo, I like that. Happy
Hello.
Black History Month.
Oh, well, I learned a new word. I think it's Furhara.
Okay.
And it's happy in Swahili. So happy Black History Month. Back to you, too.
Awesome, awesome. Let's jump into it. So you're an author here in Tucson. Hey, I hear that you have a lot of different work that you work on, but you have a book that you want to share. Tell us something about your book.
I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my book with you. Before I share the book that I brought with me today, I do want to tell you about a few other books that I have unpublished. And I published several books in many different genres. So like my first book was Abstract Poetry for Life, and that's a collection of 200 poems. I also published a collection of art and poetry that I published with an artist that lives in India, who I have never met before. We just met through social media, and that's called Rain in the Wind. I also published my first business book, which was my first #1 Amazon bestseller, and that one is called Muscle Memory Millionaire, The Hidden Secret to Automating Your Success. So I published that in the business genre, but today I want to share with you Does Heaven Have a Post Office? This book is very near and dear to my heart, and it's letters that I have shared with my mom, who has passed away, who was my #1 fan. Great inspiration.
Family, did you hear that? This is an author right here in our city, just doing some amazing and awesome things. So guess what? I have to ask the real deal question. Dee, how can we support your literary work here, not just in Black History Month, but just going forward?
Well, I appreciate your support. There is a place that you can go online on the internet, and it's Dee Collins Books. That's DEE Collinsbooks.com, and you can see all of my different works on there, different things I'm doing, future works that I'm getting ready to publish, and that's how you can support me.
Wow, Tucson, let's come together, let's support all of the authors, and let's make sure that we support Deneen Collins. Hey, thank you so much. Look forward to talking to you soon. Hey family, we are back. I'm here with a Tucson native, my friend, my sister, the one and only Janelle L. Lewis. What's going on, Janelle?
Nothing much, Trehon. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. And what's that like on your t-shirt over there?
Oh, you better believe it. Young, gifted, and black.
Man, I love it.
That-
Young, gifted, and black.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, let's jump in. Usually what I do, I start off with the name of your book and your genre, but we're going to swap it up. We're going to change it up just a little bit.
Okay.
Tell me something that you can, now that you're an author, what advice would you give to anyone desiring to write their first book?
So the advice I would give someone desiring to write their own book is to believe that you actually have a story and a message that you need to share with the world. Oftentimes, we become our worst enemy and hold ourselves captive in a prison that doesn't even exist.
Wow.
So taking that time to actually write it down, share it with people is the best thing you can do. Like some people say, the worst enemy is our inner self.
Right.
So definitely do that. Share your story. The world needs to hear your message and what you have to say.
Wow, hear that everyone. Tucson, Southern Arizona, share your story no matter where you are, who you are, where you're going, share your story. Now watch this. Janelle, you are a TUSD graduate?
TUSD graduated from Santa Rita High, senior class president, go 2005 class, as well as I went to Pima for 2 years on a scholarship and everything like that, and then eventually graduated from the U of A. So bear down.
Wow. Listen, everyone, Janelle L. Lewis, Tucson grown, Tucson native, doing some great things. Now, Janelle, we've talked about a little bit of everything, but we have to get into your books. Talk about your books, what you're going to share with us today.
So this first book that I did is the ultimate guide to selling your home. I just put this together to help homeowners because I do sell real estate as a real estate agent. But my heart book is actually this one. And this was the very first one I published. And this one is 101 Common Sense Breakup Rules in Today's Dating World. Wow. And this book came after a very bad breakup that I had that almost led to semi-depression. Wow. And you want to know a funny thing, Trehon?
Talk about it.
So with me, when it came to like schooling and stuff, I was never that A student.
Okay.
I was that CD student, barely making it. And the fact that I'm a published author, when I struggle with reading, I struggle with grammar and writing, is like almost an oxymoron. But it just goes to show you, never think your gifts and talents are too small to be used.
Never think that your gifts and talents are too small to use. Wow. Tucson, Southern Arizona. I just presented to you Janelle L. Lewis. How can we support you, Janelle, going forward?
So you can join me and my other 32,000 followers on Facebook at Janelle Lewis, and you can join there, and then you'll see my Building a Love Life You Deserve, as well as they call me the AKA social media pastor, helping churches with their social media platforms.
Wow. All of this is right here in Tucson. Thank you so much, Janelle, for being here.
Amen.
Tucson, we're back. We have another author with us, the one and only Daisy Jenkins. Guess what? We're getting ready to have some good fun. Mrs. Daisy, how are you?
I am extremely well and hope you're the same as we celebrate Black History Month, which I celebrate every day.
Yes, Black History Month 365. We're getting ready to jump right into it. Now tell us, why is it so important for African Americans to be able to share their experiences with whomever, wherever, however, not just because it's Black History Month, but whenever we can?
Yeah. Well, there is a move afoot, and it's moving quickly to eliminate Black history from the little Black history we have from school curriculum. Yes, and so if we don't write our history, who else is going to write it? Wow. And people say they're uncomfortable with our history. If you think of slavery, do you think the slaves were comfortable?
No, ma'am.
Do you think of Tulsa, the riot? Do you think those people were uncomfortable? No, so we need to create our own comfort about our history because it is American history.
Wow, it's American history. Black history is what? American history. So Miss Daisy, I appreciate that. We usually start off with talking about the books, but that was so powerful. So let's go to question number 2. What are the benefits of reading African American literature and sharing that story? Because that story is so rich.
Yeah. Well, we need to understand our history.
Yes,
There's
ma'am.
always that saying, if you don't understand your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yes, ma'am. Wow.
And so for our young people, especially because they're not getting taught Black history or Black literature in school, then we need to make sure at home we have African American writers from the past and the present. Yes, and if we don't have them, then we've missed out on James Baldwin.
Yes.
We've missed out on Alice Walker
yes.
and all of those wonderful Black authors.
Wow. And to add that, that's why this is so important. We're bringing African American history, Black History Month to you locally. The one and only Daisy Jenkins is a published author, and she's here. So guess what? We're going to talk about the wonderful book she has with us. So Mrs. Daisy, talk about what you want to share with us of some of the books you have with us.
Sure. The Green Machine is really talking about the mass incarceration of Black men.
Okay.
Too many of our Black men are in prison.
Yes, ma'am.
There are probably some that belong there,
yes, ma'am.
But there are a lot of them that don't, as you can see with
ma'am.
the Innocence Project.
Yes, ma'am.
Black men being released from prison or exonerated after 40 years. So we need to, and this is why Black history, Black literature is so important, so that our young people know that they come from kings and queens, and that Africa, I mean, people don't want to talk about it, but Where did the pyramids come from? So this is why Black literature and Black history is so important, because we don't want our young men and women to be in prison. We want them to be educated about who they are so that they are proud.
Hey family, we're back. Hey, we have another author, Aaron P. Scott, doing some great things in the city of Tucson. Hey Aaron, what's going on?
Man, what's up, Trehon? How you doing, brother?
I'm well. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month to you, man.
Hey, let's get into it. So hey, now that you're a published author and you have so much going on, what's the one inspirational thing that you can share with someone desiring to write their first book?
Man, Trey, I gotta tell you, the thing that I would say to inspire somebody is listen, there are so many avenues for you to get this done, right? You might be thinking, I don't type that fast. I don't have a computer. I don't got the time. Don't get yourself bent out of shape about that. You could talk to text. You could have your whole book scribed like that. Wow. You could meet with somebody the way I did it, brother. I sat down with, I like how Cornel West says it, one of our vanilla brothers. Yeah. I sat down, brother, Adam Colwell, and man, I would speak to him what it was that we were looking to write. He transcribed it. Wow. Then I was able to go back now, edit it. So there's so many ways to get it done. That's what I would say to inspire them. Don't think about what you don't have. Look for what the options are that you could get something done.
Wow. Tell me some of the benefits from literature, African-American literature. You're from Philly, right?
Yeah.
From Philly, and you're in Tucson. Just bring that home with that brotherly love, because you're doing so much in the community.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you, as far as literature, one of the benefits, man, is that you can literally, by reading a book, you can think through somebody else's mind. Wow, you could think through somebody else's mind. And the thing is, we all have blind spots.
That's true.
So I got a lot of insight, I got a lot of experience. I know you do. I know all these authors that we connected with do. But the thing is, when I can learn from someone else, when I can see a different perspective, it helps me gain a better understanding of what's going on around me. I might be able to see myself different, right? And if I could think different, then I could be different. If I could be different, I could leave a different legacy, a different impact. And so one of the great benefits, man, being able to think through somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's mind, and that's going to help you see yourself in a whole new way.
Wow, deep. Now watch this. Aaron P. Scott, new dad, right? Married about 1.5 years now.
Yeah, coming on 2 years.
Coming on 2 years to
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Scott. Let's jump into it. So go ahead and tell us the title of your book.
Sure, man. So this is, it's called Take the Time It Takes.
Okay.
Take the time it takes. So this was some wisdom from my mother.
Okay.
Right? If you take the time it takes, it'll take less time.
Well, if you take the time that it takes, it will take less time. This is awesome stuff. So watch this. So Aaron, how can I encourage the community, those who are watching this broadcast, to be able to support you in your new book?
Sure. So it's available on Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
So you would just look for Aaron P. Scott.
Okay.
That's going to be the easiest way to find it.
Okay.
You look right on there on Amazon. Everybody will be able to get their copy, come right to your house in just a couple days.
All
right. You got that Amazon Prime.
Okay.
You'll get it for free shipping. Okay. It'll be
love
right
it.
there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
And then we can connect on Facebook.
Okay.
Aaron Phillip Scott. Right there on Facebook, man. Love to be able to connect with the community, learn about what people are doing, share what people are doing, and create awareness about what I have going on.
Wow. Hey, another author right here in the Old Pueblo. Thank you so much for having me and my good friend, Aaron P. Scott. Family, hey, we are back and we have another author. I'm not going to say the last. I'm going to say we save stories for the last one, because stories mean so much to me and it brings people home. So watch this. I have Pastor Donna R. Walker with me. You're getting ready to be inspired beyond measure. Pastor Donna, how are you today?
I am well. Thank you for having me.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
All right, let's make it happen. So watch this. What made you want to become an author, Pastor Donna?
Pastor Trehon, when I was a kid, in my neighborhood, there was a man named Mr. White. I used to pass by his house every day, and he would ask me, Donna, did you graduate? I said, no, Mr. White, I'm in 3rd grade. He said, oh, okay. Mr. White, hi, Mr. White. Did you graduate, Donna? I said, no, sir, I'm in 6th grade. all the way up until I was in my senior year. All the kids used to tease me, and they said, Donna, why do you keep answering him? Why do you keep answering him? I said, because my mother has this thing about showing respect to your elders, and I'd rather deal with Mr. White than deal with my mama. Praise the Lord. True story. But when I got ready to graduate, I drove down. I said, Mr. White, I'm graduating. He said, hold on. He goes back in the house. And remember those old school pickle jars, the great big ones? Mm-hmm. He comes out with 2 of those. And every time that I went by and I said something to him, I spoke to him and did what I said, he would put money in the jar for me. See, had I known that he was putting money in the jar, I would have kept going by there, but I didn't know. But true story, and so it was over $500. Wow. And I'd like to say that I still have that $500, but I don't. I saved a couple of the silver dollars to remind myself that what you say and what you do, it matters.
It matters.
Because you matter.
Oh my goodness, what you say and what you do matters. Why? Because you matter. Pastor Donna, that was prolific. Let's get back to the book. Tell us more about your book today.
Well, the title of my book is Encouraging Words, They Matter.
Okay.
And I'll just be honest with you. The reason I use Donna Rochelle Walker is when I was in trouble, my mother used to say Donna Rochelle, and it reminds me to be on good behavior every single time. True story.
I heard that. Awesome. So watch this. How can the community support you in the book, and how can we find more information about you? Just tell us more about you.
If you hit me up on Amazon, I do have a page, Encouraging Words, They Matter, because you matter. I just truly believe that with everything that I am.
Awesome. Question, what can you tell a young person that might want to write their first book or just don't know where to go? What can you give them as words of encouragement as we close out this segment today?
To thine own self be true. When I first released my book, my publisher talked me out of putting my picture on there because they didn't want it to be a black book. They wanted it to cross. But I was like, I'm black. And so I redid it, and I put my picture on there.
Wow.
So to thine own self be true.
To thine own self be true. Hey, I don't have nothing else more to say on that one because, man, that really resonated with me. Pastor Donna, thank you for having us, just being here and just capturing your story, because we do believe you matter, we matter, and this segment matters because guess what? Black History Month is American history. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Trehon.
Celebrating Black History Month is an opportunity to learn about Black authors and hear their stories and voices. There are many ways we can celebrate. We may celebrate and start by reading and reviewing their books within the libraries of our homes and our classrooms and reflecting on their voices and who wrote the story. My name is Jimmy Hart. I serve as Director of African American Student Services for Tucson Unified School District, and it is a privilege and a pleasure to support and partner on this project as we highlight African American authors. The intent and goal of this is to connect the past, the present, and the future to living history locally in Tucson, Arizona. Thank you to the Tucson community. Thank you, Tucson Unified School District community, and thank you to Trehon for making this happen.
Hey Tucson, thank you so very much for tuning in to today's broadcast. It really means a lot. Hey, I want to stay in contact with you. In order for me to stay in contact with you, go over to my website, www.trehoncoleman.com. That way you and I can stay in contact. Thank you again. It really means so much.